If I told you that something invisible, silent, and unnoticed could be draining your energy, destroying your motivation, delaying your dreams, and stealing your peace, would you believe it? Something that weakens your faith in God, limits your personal growth, and distances you from your life's purpose? This is not an exaggeration. Every day, millions of people fight a battle they cannot see, a battle against influences that sabotage their strong mindset and make them doubt their potential. Jake knows exactly what this feels like. Like many of us, Jake has big dreams. He wants to grow, strengthen his spirituality, live with purpose, and achieve real-life transformation. But no matter how hard he tries, something always seems to pull him back. He wakes up motivated, ready to change. But as the day goes on, his energy fades. The same empty conversations, the same voices around him telling him he's dreaming too big. The environment he lives in doesn't talk about spiritual growth, divine wisdom, or self-awareness. On the contrary, everything around him feeds a cycle of negativity and stagnation. The problem? Jake doesn't even realize what's happening. And what if you're in the same situation without noticing it? Now, stop and think. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? What kind of content do you consume every day? The conversations you have, the videos you watch, the places you go, are they strengthening your mindset and bringing you closer to your life's purpose, or just keeping you stuck in the same place? If your life were a direct reflection of these influences, would you be happy with what you see? Jake wasn't, but he didn't know why until everything changed. And today, you're going to find out what Jake learned and how it can transform your life. We don't always realize it, but the energy of the people around us has a direct impact on our motivation, mindset, and even our personal growth. Have you ever felt that after talking to certain people, your energy seems drained, like something invisible is sucking the life out of you? That's not just your imagination, and Jake learned this the hard way. Jake used to blame himself for his lack of energy. He thought the problem was him. Maybe he wasn't disciplined enough. Maybe he wasn't good enough. But the truth was different. He was surrounded by a toxic environment, filled with negative energy that was slowly depleting his strength without him even noticing. Every conversation he had was loaded with pessimism. The people around him constantly talked about how hard life was, how nothing ever worked out, and how dreams were just illusions. And Jake, without realizing it, absorbed all of it. It was only when he started distancing himself from these influences that he noticed the difference. He realized that his faith in God grew stronger when he was around people who spoke about divine wisdom and life purpose. He saw that his motivation increased when he listened to stories of resilience instead of complaints. And that's when everything changed. Here are 3 signs that your energy is being drained. You feel mentally exhausted after interacting with certain people. You start doubting your dreams after hearing negative opinions. You're constantly surrounded by complaints, gossip, and a lack of purpose. What can you do? Identify who is truly adding value to your life and who is just draining your energy. Surround yourself with people who talk about personal growth, purpose, and motivation. Protect your energy the same way you protect your health, because your mindset is your greatest asset. Jake realized that he had to change his environment to change his life, but making that decision wasn't easy. He had to distance himself from certain people, change his habits, and start consciously choosing the influences he allowed into his mind. Now, the question is, what about you? Are you willing to filter the influences around you so you can finally break free from the cycle of stagnation? Success makes people uncomfortable. Change makes people uncomfortable. And not everyone will support your journey of personal growth. Some people will discourage you, minimize your achievements, and even question your choices. But why? Jake learned this truth the hard way. When Jake started changing, he thought the people around him would be happy for him. He was becoming more disciplined, seeking self-awareness, strengthening his faith in God, and trying to live with more purpose. But to his surprise, not everyone reacted well. He started hearing things like, "Why are you doing all this? You're not the same person anymore. Relax, just enjoy life." At first, Jake thought they were just joking. But over time, he realized those words were planting doubt in his mind. He started questioning his own choices. Was he overdoing it? Should he just give up? Then he understood the problem wasn't him. The problem was that the people around him were afraid to see him grow. Because when you change, you force others to look at themselves. And not everyone is ready for that. How to identify people who sabotage your growth. 3 signs that someone might be trying to keep you stuck. They always question your changes and make you feel guilty for wanting more. They belittle your dreams, make jokes about your goals, or say you'll never make it. They never offer solutions, just criticism and negativity. What can you do? Stop seeking approval from people who are not on the same journey as you. Replace destructive criticism with divine wisdom and advice from those who truly want the best for you. Choose your environment wisely. Not everyone can go with you to the next level. Jake realized that he couldn't change his life without changing his environment. He started distancing himself from opinions that held him back and surrounding himself with people who talked about spiritual growth, purpose, and motivation. He stopped looking for validation from others and started trusting his own journey. Have you ever felt lost? Like your life is running on autopilot with no clear direction? Like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to figure out your true purpose in life? Jake knew this feeling all too well, and maybe you do too. Jake always felt like something was missing. He wanted more out of life, but he couldn't quite figure out what that was. Every day, he woke up feeling like he was just existing, going through the motions, without truly living. He would ask himself, is this really all there is? Work, pay bills, repeat? The problem was that Jake was surrounded by influences that only reinforced this mindset. He consumed shallow content, engaged in meaningless conversations, and never took the time to truly reflect on what he wanted. Everything around him was conditioning his mind to settle for mediocrity. And maybe the same thing is happening to you. What's stealing your clarity and direction? Here are 3 signs that you may be stuck in this cycle. You constantly feel unmotivated, lacking energy to chase your dreams. Your routine feels empty and meaningless, as if something bigger is missing. You are surrounded by influences that don't talk about growth, only distractions. What can you do? Stop consuming content that just fills your mind without adding value to your future. Dedicate time to self-awareness. Reflect on what you truly want in life. Strengthen your faith in God and seek divine wisdom to find your real path. Jake realized that to gain clarity, he needed to change the way he thought. He started seeking knowledge, surrounding himself with people who talked about personal growth and, most importantly, dedicating time to his spirituality. That's how he broke free from the cycle of stagnation and started building the life he truly wanted. Now that you know how to recognize negative influences, the most important question is, how do you protect yourself from them? How do you shield your mind and energy so that nothing stops you from growing? Jake had to learn this the hard way, but you don't have to. After realizing he was surrounded by negative energy, toxic people, and empty distractions, Jake understood that he had only 2 choices: stay stuck in this cycle or take control of his life. He chose to change, but to do that, he had to make 3 decisions that transformed everything. The 3 steps to shield yourself from negative influences. Step 1, choose wisely who you surround yourself with. Your social circle defines your future. Surround yourself with people who talk about personal growth, life purpose, and motivation. Distance yourself from those who criticize, belittle, or drain your energy, even if it's difficult. Remember, you can't fly high if you're surrounded by people who only want to crawl. Step 2, protect your mind and spirit. What you consume daily shapes your mindset. Be selective with the books you read, the videos you watch, and the social media you follow. Replace empty entertainment with content that strengthens you. Seek divine wisdom, strengthen your faith in God, and ask for clarity to see what truly matters. Step 3, create rituals for personal strength. Start your day with gratitude and prayer, aligning your mind with your purpose. Practice visualization of your goals. Mentally see the future you want to build. Take daily action. Small, consistent changes lead to big results. Jake realized that avoiding negative influences wasn't enough. He had to actively create a positive environment around him. Only then was he able to break free from stagnation and achieve true life transformation. Now it's up to you. Will you continue letting the influences around you control your destiny, or will you take charge and create the life you truly deserve? Now you know the truth. The environment around you may be sabotaging you, draining your energy, and killing your motivation, but it can also strengthen you, push you forward, and help you live your true purpose. The choice has always been in your hands, but the real question is, what will you do about it? Jake finally understood that if he wanted to change his life, he had to change his influences. He started distancing himself from everything that drained his energy and getting closer to what empowered him. He sought divine wisdom, strengthened his faith in God, and surrounded himself with people who spoke about personal growth and purpose. And that's when his transformation began. He realized he wasn't weak, he was just surrounded by the wrong influences. But once he changed his environment, his mindset strengthened. And for the first time, he felt in control of his own destiny. The choice you need to make right now. Here are 3 truths you cannot ignore. You become what you consume. Choose wisely the people and content that enter your mind. Not everyone can go with you to the next level. Sometimes growth means leaving certain people behind. Your life won't change until you do. If you want different results, you need to take different actions. What should you do now? Make the decision to filter the influences around you. Strengthen your faith in God and ask for clarity to see your path. Surround yourself with content and people who talk about spiritual growth, motivation, and life transformation. I want you to take action right now. Comment below, I choose my evolution, to show that you are committed to this change. And if this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because just like Jake, we all have the power to transform our lives. But that transformation starts with a choice.